Hi friends, host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People, and today I want to talk about sociology's romance styles, in particular one aspect of the stuff that it says about that, which is the static and dynamic understanding of a person's interest or attraction. So sociology says that romance styles break into four different types, and they're victim aggressor, caregiver, infantile. So the aggressor type. The victim type is anybody with NI in their ego. That's going to be INFJ, ENFJ, um, INTJ, and IN, uh,
NFJ?
and ENTJ. ENTJ, INTJ, INFJ, and ENFJ have NI in the one or two. Okay, those are victims, and they see attraction as dynamic. Okay, the victim type sees attraction as a dynamic state. The aggressor type sees it as a static state. And the aggressor types include anybody with SE in the first two slots. That's ISTP, ESTP, um, ESFP, and ISFP. These are aggressors. Now, the thing about female aggressors is it says that female aggressors tend to assume the characteristic of a woman expecting total devotion from the partner rather than her being bossy. Okay, so then the third type is the caregiver type, and that is going to be one that also sees it as dynamic, like the victim type. So it sees attraction as a dynamic state, which the caregiver feels is completely natural, and she also sees the physical comfort and well-being of another person as dynamic. So this accounts for the caregiver's inclination to focus on mutual attraction, or particularly the attraction felt for the other person, as connected to that person's physical well-being, because it's dynamic and changes. And then lastly, the infantile type, it views it as static. So it says here, the infantile sees attraction between two individuals as a static state, also from the point of view of the other person, which he tries to get moving back to thinking of variations of the present static state. This accounts for an infantile's inclination to focus on mutual attraction, or particularly attraction felt by the other person, is connected to that person's being exposed to the unexpected, imaginative, fun, weird side of life, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the key aspect that I want to focus on here, though, is the static and dynamic understanding of attraction, because I think that causes a lot of conflict between people in general, potentially, if they don't understand it in the same fashion. So, one advantage that, say, an INTP ENTP relationship would have over a dual relationship, like ENTP ISFJ, is that both INTP and ENTP see um, attraction as static, so that once they feel comfortable that the relationship is defined for both parties, then the issue of attraction to the other person doesn't come up very often. It's not relevant to anything. It's like if there's an issue with, like, one person wants to have sex more often than the other one, then it's simply a calculus of um well, be more cooperative or something. I don't know. But if it were to happen in a with an ISFJ, they're likely to read my mood in any given moment as indicative of a fluctuating level of attraction towards the person, which it's absolutely not. It's totally unrelated to that, as far as I'm concerned, because once shit's locked down, it's locked down. Of course, we're attracted to each other, regardless of whether I'm feeling attracted to you at the moment. So that can be a potential source of conflict between ISFJs and ENTPs, insofar as ENTPs don't like the fact that their body is in the mix at all. Frankly, it's like I don't want to. I don't want to have to feed myself. I don't want to have to sleep. I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. Things like that, right? That's because I tend to view my body as static in general. It's not just my level of attraction to somebody, but everything about my body, I prefer it to be, it's either not bothering me or it's bothering me. And that's pretty much the two states of being that it has. If I'm cold, it's bothering me. Oh, that meat thing is bothering me again. So the victim aggressor types, they tend to view it, I think, in the opposite way that the infantile caregivers do, which is the victim aggressors, the victims are like, if if I'm not being, if there's not a certain barbarism towards the other's pursuit of me, then they don't really want me that badly. And then the aggressors are like, well, I know what I want, and I'm going to try to get it until I discover that I can't get it. And so that works well between those two types, where the aggressor is being more direct and sort of uh, ex, unabashedly sexual in their pursuit of somebody, whereas the infantiles tend to see that as barbaric, and they're they see their own attraction to the other person as static, and thus that doesn't change. It's just the other person's responsiveness to it that determines whether or not they're going to successfully manifest that. Um, so the bottom line is understanding that that different people in the world have different perspectives on the nature of attraction will often explain things that can be confusing between people who are dating or in a relationship or pursuing possibilities in that area. Because fundamentally, those of us who see relationship stuff, attraction and such, as static will probably be much more inclined to lock shit down than those who see relationship stuff as dynamic. It makes more sense if the attraction is a settled matter, on or off, binary, that a person would want to um, have things well defined. And for the infantile types who are SI seeking in general, who need assistance more in the SI area, either as a hidden agenda or as a fourth function, seeking function, then we're going to be looking for somebody else to provide the dynamism of physical interactivity within a static framework of metaphysical certainty. And with the alternative, it's going to be a person who's physically certain looking for uh, metaphysical engagement. And that's about all I have to say about this topic. Anybody else want to chime in who's still here, who's paying attention? Susie or Katie?
I don't know enough about all the whatever the what is it, socionics or what the hell ever. I don't know enough about that shit. Talk much about it.
Okay, right on. So, yeah, that's my story about socionics romance styles and static and dynamic understandings of the self and mutual attraction.